I got to get to this, Leroy. We got hating ass ESPN up to their old tricks again. Up to their old tricks, Leroy. Sick of their act.
Now?
Sick of their act. So yesterday, this Bill Barnwell, all right, who's A1 hater, all right, he hates the Dolphins, comes out there and he comes up with a list, right? And he does his top 30 weapons in the NFL. I was like, all right, cool. You know, we got Devontae Parker now, have revamped the running backs. Got to be a little bit higher, right? Got to be higher than last year. I think last year the Dolphins were 31. So you got a quarterback now. Fitzpatrick was great, so you got to feel confident about those weapons going.
Here's what you do that a lot of people don't, right? You're making a lot of assumptions.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really, because Devontae Parker had a good year.
I'm talking about that quarterback. You don't know who's going to be playing quarterback.
I'm just saying that they have a delivery system that's going to be pretty fine. It's going to be fine. But if we're going to just base it off weapons, if quarterback doesn't count into the weapons category, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, okay? Devontae Parker having the year he had is only worth one spot in this Barnwell list. I mean,
right.
it's ridiculous. Not to mention the fact you actually have two pro running backs now, not just thrown out there with Kalen Ballage and what's his face, Laird.
Breida.
No.
Oh, you talking about what they had?
What they had.
Right.
So I was like, let's see what's going on, and he's got him at 30th. He moved up a spot. What the hell?
Because there's a lot of unknowns. That's the only reason why.
Unknowns?
Yeah. There are. How's the offensive line going to do?
They're not part of the weapons.
They revamped it.
Not part of the weapons, Leroy. They're not part of the weapons, though. Not part of the weapons.
Okay.
Rank the weapons for what they are. All right? Don't rank the delivery system.
So you
rank
have
the weapons.
You have one receiver.
Well, do we? We have one receiver in Devontae Parker. Then we got the unicorn in Preston Williams. All right.
Ooh, did you see what they said about him? He was like, he had the 12 most drops, or like, yeah.
He did have
He's got to wait. He got. Look, he's not there yet.
First of all, he's an undrafted rookie. He's just getting baptized into the league. We're gonna give him.
Okay.
We're gonna give him hell. You're telling me you weren't impressed with the guy?
No. Oh, no. Not gonna give him hell, but when you're coming up with rankings, doesn't that have to be taken under consideration?
I'll take it under consideration, but I just feel like you're telling me that the Dolphins, who have as good a weapon as Devontae Parker was last year, they should be in the same ranks as the Jacksonville Jaguars? Same company?
You know what's great about sports, right? I would think that being an MMA guy,
sure,
being a boxing guy, that you hear this trash talk all the time. And it shouldn't bother you. Like, because they gotta fight or they gotta play or whatever. But it bothers you way too much.
Well, I just think that it's unfortunate that a publication...
Who cares? You play 16 games. You play 16 games. At the end of the day, you'll figure it out. Because guess what? What did you think about the Dolphins after week 1 last year?
Bums.
Okay. What did you think at the end of the year?
Pretty good.
Boxed in.
Why?
You boxed yourself in.
How?
Because you're already determining what the team is going to be based on rankings when you didn't even know yourself.
Nah, but here's the thing. I thought they were going to be worse, and I was surprised. And then with more results, how are you keeping them basically in the same company? You're basically saying no improvement. No improvement? That makes no sense. How can you tell me that Breida, Jordan Howard, Devontae Parker's year last year, Preston Williams, you didn't know what the hell he was last year,
He's
and what
hurt.
he showed. So what? He's going to come back.
Oh,
right?
you're making... wait, here. You can't have your dislike for a list based on 20,000 assumptions. So far, here's what you assumed. You assumed quarterback play. You assume Preston Wilson. You assume
Preston Williams.
Preston Williams. Sorry. You assumed that all the injured guys are going to come back 100%, right? You made all these assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pretty much making it self-explanatory as to why somebody would have them where they are on the list, because they're not making those same assumptions you are.
No, I think it's actually the opposite. I feel like I'm looking at what they did last year, especially somebody like Devontae Parker, who was Devontae Parker at 5th in receiving last year?
He was top 10.
Over 1,000 yards.
Like he had himself an incredible year. He was 5th in receiving last year. He was behind sensitive Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, who everybody's on his jockstrap going into the season with Tom Brady, Travis Kelce, best tight end in the league, and then Devontae Parker. You have a top. If you have a top 5 wide receiver, can you be in the bottom 3 of the league?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if you don't know who's throwing it to him.
I would venture to guess none of those teams are in the bottom. I bet you all of those teams right there. I bet you they're all in the top half of the league.
Hey. You're about to get it again.
Nope.
Rev Rifle was thrown to AJ Green.
AJ Green didn't play last year.
Even before that.
And many people would say AJ Green, that Andy Dalton was he was always given the weapons.
Right.
This is a weapons list. This isn't about the team.
You have one weapon so far. I mean, I'm gonna lean and tell you that Gesicki could be something too, just by the way they use him.
What about a little thunder and lightning in the backfield with Howard and Breida?
Again,
Little Breida cheese.
Aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
Nah. This is what Barnwell writes. Hit the ID, Robbie.
This is WAXYAM South Miami and WSFS-FM HD2 Miramar, a radio.com sports station.
All right, he writes, while the Dolphins have made major strides in upgrading just about every other position on their roster, it was a surprise to see them mostly leave their weapons alone. The only additions were made at running back, where they formed a new 1-2 punch with efficient veteran Jordan Howard and big play option Matt Breida. I'm not optimistic about either living up to expectations. Howard ranked in the top 10 of both DVOA, all right, I don't know what the hell that is, and success rate in his lone season. I'm making up stats. So, why don't you come with some actual stats? Yards, yak, catches, DVOA. Get out of my face, Barnwell.
Do we even know what that means?
I have no idea.
I've been around football my whole life.
I've before.
DVOA. DVOA. Football Outsiders. What is DVOA? Defensive adjusted value over average. Calculates a team success based on down and distance of each play. Calculates how much more or less successful each team is compared to.
If I didn't have something in my mouth, if I didn't have a cherry in my mouth, I was reaching to do the same. Really?
Jesus Christ.
Like, wait a minute. I've been around football my whole life, and I just heard an explanation of something football related, and I have no idea what sport we're playing.
Well, you're a football insider. This is Football Outsiders, so. Howard ranked in both top 10 of DVOA, whatever the hell that is, and success rate in his lone season
Tobin,
in Philadelphia.
Could you imagine, right? Devontae Parker calling you the GM, calling you for a new contract, and that's the stat you throw at him?
I'd hang up so quick.
You're like, what?
His success rate in his lone season in Philadelphia. But that was behind one of the league's best offensive lines. And out of the line, he did compared to his 2 seasons in Chicago. He won't have that caliber line in Miami. Breida's yards per carry figures have middling success rates. He ranked 30th and 31st over the past 2 seasons. I'm also skeptical of undrafted backs moving out of Kyle Shanahan's offense, but Breida is undeniably has home run ability and will likely hit 1 or 2 in the season. I was surprised the Dolphins didn't make additions at receiver. Devontae Parker finally had a breakout season, was re-signed. But what happens if he is more like the guy we saw over the first 4 seasons? Preseason darling Preston Williams looked like an NFL contributor, but he had the league's 12th worst catch rate before tearing his ACL. Veterans Allen Hurns, Albert Wilson haven't been healthy. While Miami likely will move starting tight end Mike Gesicki all around the formation in Chan Gailey's offense. He typically has about 10 to 11 personnel groupings. If Parker and Williams live up to expectations, the Dolphins could be in the market for another wide receiver next offseason. If they don't, one might not be enough.
All valid points besides the DVOA.
Nah, I don't like the fact that they got the one. So let me get this straight. The one weapon that they do, I bet you he wouldn't say that about Julio Jones. Like, oh, what if Julio Jones gets over the hill? You know, like why wouldn't Devontae Parker keep it going?
One, they have Matt Ryan, and 2, they have other weapons. They have another wide receiver. What's the guy's
Calvin
name?
Ridley?
Not even him. No, he wasn't any good, was he? He was okay. He wasn't that good.
He was good his rookie year.
Right.
And
So yeah, they've had complimented guys to Julio Jones, proven. In fact, most of them end up getting a big contract somewhere else.
I would just love to know like how this franchise has a top 5 wide receiver and yet somehow finds him a third. I'm not saying be 15th. I'm not saying be in the top 10. Top 20? We're not in the top 20, Leroy, with having a top 5 wide receiver? That seems silly.
You only have one proven. He explained it.
Yeah, but it's not a good explanation. No sale from me.
Of course not. Of course, no sale from you. Where would you rank them?
Let me see. Let me see. They got the Jets right above them. Then not above the Jets. Why? Because
Really?
they got old ass Le'Veon Bell. Washed. Hashtag washed. Chicago Bears. Allen Robinson's pretty good. I love that guy. Can't believe that Tom Coughlin gave up on him. I'm bummed.
gave his money to play Bortles.
Yeah. Unbelievable. DeAndre, you got the Texans, 27th. They got rid of what's his face?
Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins.
They
He's
should be
gone.
hired just based on their quarterback.
It's not the list though. The list isn't on quarterback. Now, coincidentally, number 1 on the list is the Kansas City Chiefs, best quarterback in the league. You know, this Barnwell seems flimsy. Very flimsy.
If it doesn't count, here's what's funny. Let's box his ass in. It's not about the quarterbacks. It's about the skill positions. Go read what he says about them. I promise you Patrick Mahomes is mentioned 8 times.
Ooh, let me see.
Then he's boxed himself in.
Let's see. What does he write about the Chiefs? He starts off, he says, I'm confident Patrick Mahomes would have been successful.
There you go.
in the NFL."
That's it. Forwards.
What do you got, Robbie? Let's get some headlines, man.
All right, so since it is our Tua, I've been dying to hear from our friend Jordan Yamamoto because, since Tua got drafted and, there was some news about him and, Max Holloway as well fighting over the weekend. And here's Jordan Yamamoto talking about how Tua is going to be great for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Tua's a great dude. Went to high school with him. So I think I was like 3 years older than him, or 4 years, three or 4 years older than him, but ever since that man, like he's just he's like I said before, he's going to be more of a community man than known as a football player. He's going to be a part of the Dolphins and everything, but just his personality, just the way he carries himself off the field, it's going to be more of it's going to carry more weight to him in the community than it is going to be on the field. I believe.
A couple of the greatest Hawaiian arms to ever grace one city, Leroy, outside of Hawaii.
Question.
Yeah.
If you're 3 or 4 years older than somebody you went to high school with, somebody has some problems.
No, he could be a freshman, and so Yamamoto is a senior.
You can't be 4 years.
Let's see. Yamamoto. What is he, Robbie? 24?
I thought he was older than that.
Is
He's
he
older than that. Yes.
Well, this could easily.
No,
be
he's
solved.
24.
Yeah, he's 24.
He just turned 24.
Okay.
And Tua
Again.
is 22. Yeah, so they're like a couple.
No, they're close. But I'm saying
they might not be close, but they.
if one was 20 and one was 24 or 25, that's 4 years. This is closer to 2 years.
I love it. Good to hear from old Hawaiian Punch Out, who's in a battle with Eliezer Hernandez for that final spot. Robbie, it's getting hotly contested.
All right.
And
Yeah, going out there, Hawaiian Punch Out. He's gonna bring that breaking ball no one saw coming. It slides to the left, slides to it like the cha-cha slide. Go out there, you can't hit it, no matter what side of the dish that it's on. And did you hear what Don Mattingly had to say yesterday, boys? He says Lewin Diaz and also Jesus Sanchez, the holy hitter, is going out there. They both got a chance to make the 30-man roster. This could be the year. We're going to pack this lineup. We want a couple veterans. We got Corey Big Sticker sitting in the lineup, yeah. We got Jesus Aguilar, yeah. But this one Jesus is not enough, so we may bring Jesus Sanchez into the lineup as well. No further questions, Mean Gene?
Hey,
Double Jesus.
somebody said, is it a good thing saying he's going to do better in the community than on the field?
Well,
no, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear he's doing good things for the community, but it only matters if he's a good football player. Right?
would it be the most
That's the reality of it.
Would you? So if we put a poll, do you want Tua to be better in the community or on the field? And it came back community. You would say that just fans being dishonest.
Oh,
That's
yes.
just a bad thing.
Yes.
I mean, the poll is anonymous.
One of the reasons why the community stuff works is because you're so good on the field.
True.
Right? Because guess what? If you're a bum, nobody cares what kind of work you're doing in the community.
Yeah, like if he goes to visit the Boys and Girls Club and Tua sucks, they're gonna let him know. Kids don't lie.
Nah, kids ain't gonna lie.
Hey, what's
The
up, you
parents
bum?
will.
Oh yeah.
The parents will.
Oh, you really? I feel like the kids will say, or you know what I would do?
No,
I would
it'd be like, you tell Tommy and say, go tell him your dad says he sucks. Yeah.
I would use that move. Use him
Yeah,
like my
you
little
use
carrier,
it. You
like my little.
also use-
He'd be
Hey.
like my little petty pigeon.
Throw that list away. You said no quarterbacks. Dude said Kansas City Chiefs. Within the first 4 words, he said quarterback.
Yeah, but this gets to my point though. It's a Bobo list, and the
Of course it is.
and the fact that he goes out there and it's always hating on Miami. Like ESPN, they come up with these lists.
What?
They always
Dude,
hate on Miami.
hold
They're
on,
always
hold
taking
on.
a
You
whiz
want
on
to
the
fix
city.
that? You want to fix that? Win some games.
Nah, it's
Wait.
not.
When you're
No.
you're 5-11,
How about one of your
Okay.
ball games?
right?
No. But it's not just a Dolphins thing. It's just the whole city.
The great thing about sports is, right? You can change what everybody thinks about you. You can change the attitude that everybody speaks of your name by just basically going out there and win some games.
Yeah, but
That's it. That's
going
it.
out- he's just
Who cares?
I do. I don't like the fact
You
that
so you want to get respect at 5-11?
not respect, just a little. Hey, attaboy.
No, you don't
Yeah.
get it out of boy for 5-11.
You do when everybody thought you were going to be 0-16.
No, are you serious? Are you really coming at me with this nonsense?
Yeah,
Right?
it's just not
I'm
much.
gonna say 2 words.
Just a little.
Ryan
hey.
Tannehill.
So
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Can't go to the playoffs. Can't get this. No.
yeah, but when Ryan Tannehill made the playoffs, we all gave him a little. Hey, attaboy.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, you bum. You did not. You said,
About time.
he needed a guy leading the league in rushing to get him to the playoffs.
Fair.
Yeah. You know who else needed that? Dallas, when they won those Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Because Emmitt Smith was leading the league in rushing.
that was forever ago, bro. Why are you bringing up ancient history?